It doesn't matter how experienced and how prepared you are, when you're streaming, there is always the possibility that the unforeseen will happen, and once it's happened during a live stream, nothing can take it back. And before you know it, you're part of Twitch history. So let's take a look at some of Twitch streamers' most embarrassing moments. First up, Attack of the Magpie. Australian streamer Lynchy AU was just minding his own business, but peace was never an option with this magpie. Lynchy was in the middle of a Valorant game with a friend when there was a loud crash, and viewers could see how in the background a bird came soaring into his home. Naturally, Lynchy gets up and starts screaming at the uninvited animal, but it refuses to leave. Instead, it decided to fly right into Lynchy's face. Chat was quick to respond with comments about how there really isn't anything in Australia that won't try to kill you. And are you even an Australian if you haven't been attacked by a bird? Later, Lynchy would explain that his partner had fed the magpies. Apparently, they were hungry and instead of waiting, just decided to help themselves. No magpie was hurt, and Lynchy found his place in the history of embarrassing Twitch moments. Next, Jamie Pine's mother. Jamie Pine, a developer who likes to work on programming projects during his stream, was still living at home when this happened during one of his live streams. While in the clips, you can obviously see that his poor mother didn't really intend to be a part of the show. She couldn't quite keep herself out of the frame, because right from the bat, everyone could see Pine's mother crawl behind her son's chair, hands on knees, kneeling when she reaches her goal, a bookcase. When Pine notices his mother, he is too stunned to say anything and instead just starts chuckling as he witnesses his mother's weird behavior. When his mother hears his laugh and realizes that she's been busted, they have a good laugh about it together. As you can see, the awkward moments can come crawling out of the unexpected corners. Next, Professor Broman's scream. Anyone who's familiar with Professor Broman is well aware that it's his response to horror games that make him so entertaining to watch. Some of us watch streams exactly for that reason, but it's why he screamed that made this moment such an embarrassing one, because despite the fact that he was actually playing a horror game until dawn, his genuine fear had nothing directly to do with the game. However, this was the perfect moment for one of his friends to take advantage of the precarious situation that Professor Broman was in. And they did. They came up behind Professor Broman and terrified him so much that he started screaming, and kept screaming. It takes Professor Broman a good minute before he calms down enough to start speaking again, and then the stream went back to normal. How embarrassing if your friend is better at delivering jump scares than the game that you're trying to play. And now, Adept hits her head on XQC's door. There are rumors enough about these two to produce an awkward moment or two all on their own, but rumors are never as much fun as embarrassingly funny moments that actually happen, especially if those moments were captured on a live stream. For a long time, the story was that Adept the Best and XQC were just roommates, but for everyone who was watching, it became more and more clear that there was something more going on when the two started appearing on each other's live streams, which isn't all that eventful most of the time, except for this one time when Adept had come into the room and crouched behind XQC for no apparent reason, and when she turns to leave the room again, she walks straight into the door. Ouch. XQC adds to the embarrassment by replaying the clipped moment in slow motion. Well, it happens to the best of us. Following, it's Cream versus his mom. It's been some time since this one happened, but it's one of the Twitch classics that will live on in history for the rest of time. Cream is a highly popular streamer and known for being a little bit of a hermit. At the time of this clip, he was still living with his mother, who obviously didn't see a future for her son, with him literally sitting in her basement all the time. And for some reason, she decided this is the moment to let him know exactly how she feels about it. Now, of course, we don't have any more context, but her accusations that he doesn't work were very far off base, and it's no wonder that Cream decided to defend himself. Cream said that he felt very bad after it happened, but the clip did get so viral that it reached all the corners of the internet. Now hold up, you don't want to miss out on what's still to come. Do you know which streamer made one of their mods feel extremely awkward? Or why Pokimane was banned for the first time in her life? Which streamer will go down as one of the most infamous streamers of all time? All of these and more in the next part of the video, starting with the mod that just wanted a high five. If you haven't heard of Amaranth, you haven't been on Twitch. She's pretty much the one who made the hot tub and ASMR categories on there what they are today. But unfortunately, the embarrassing moment we're talking about today doesn't have anything to do with hot tubs. We're talking about the moment that was probably the best moment of this mod's life, even if what happened was rather embarrassing. Amaranth was standing next to one of her mods during an event, seemingly getting ready, when the mod sticks up his hand for a high five. He plays it off well, but it must have been horrible in the moment. Everyone saw it except Amaranth. He drops his hand and people in the background laugh, defeated. But now the moment that the mod met one of his idols will never die, even if there was an embarrassing moment. So who's laughing now? Next, Pokimane gets banned. She knew it was coming, we knew it was coming. Everyone knew it was coming. And still, Pokimane decided to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender live on stream, which is how Pokimane received her first Twitch ban ever. The ban was only temporary, and she's right back to doing what she does best. But it was very awkward that someone with such a big platform who knows the rules very well got banned in the first place. Former Twitch director and creative development Marcus Graham has condemned the whole thing and says it's the stupidest thing to have ever happened on the the platform. Probably because it may very well have been just a publicity stunt, considering that she ended up gaining 5,000 subs. If so, she did lose some integrity, so hopefully Avatar was worth it. Next up, Sarah Katie's cat is not having it. Sarah Katie's cat was no stranger to the stream, often making a quick appearance, but this one particular day, the cat had woken up and chosen violence. While Sarah Katie is only trying to show the cat some love when it jumps up in her chair, the cat obviously had other plans. He lashes out and managed to get her just underneath the eye. Blood soon starts to gush, and a visibly upset Sarah Katie soon ends the stream to deal with the damage. Luckily, the scratch just narrowly missed her eye, but there was still a lot of blood, and it must have been pretty scary as well. And at the very least, the moment has now gone down in Twitch history. Following, Mitskif summons his girlfriend. When the friend Mitskif was playing a game with decided to ask him this question, he had no idea what the consequences of the answer would be. The question is innocent enough: why is your clan's name Steph? The moment Mitskif hears the question, he facepalms, knowing that he'll have to explain, but obviously not amused about it. Turns out that that's the name of his ex-girlfriend. After an awkward silence about how he used to chant her name with his friends during games, ending with that it's a long story. At which point, perfectly on cue, his current girlfriend appears. Mentioning an ex is never really a good idea, and it almost seems like the girl had heard him mention his ex. Hopefully, he wasn't in too much trouble. Chat had a good laugh though. And finally, Zillion wheels in and walks out. He will be remembered forever, but he might not be so happy about it himself. He was once one of the most popular streamers on Twitch, until it came to light that what he had built his empire on was a lie. See, one of the reasons he'd gained popularity was because of his disability. It seemed like he had made people believe that he was wheelchair bound, but that wasn't entirely true. At least as much became clear one day when the stream hadn't completely turned off, when he just got up out of his wheelchair and walked out of the screen. It got him a ban for fraud, and his streaming career was over right then and there. Recently, Zillion gave his side of the story and said that he never made a secret of his ability to walk, but it was taken out of context, and it made him infamous for the rest of his life. So that was some of Twitch streamers' most embarrassing moments. Which one of these is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.